Hey everybody, welcome to Attack on Productions. We've got Dalton here. I'd just like to say thank you to Fluf for letting me play your deck. It was a lot of fun. This is the Vegito deck profile, but before we get into it, do all the YouTubey like subscribe stuff. Yeah, I can't keep up that voice through the entirety of this video. I forgot to bring a sip, and my throat gets pretty dry trying to do that voice over and over again, even though maybe I sound like Dalton a little bit in real life right now because I'm getting over the flu. But make sure to like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. So as always, we're getting into the deck profile. Today we're looking at my variant, my take on the SS Blue Vegito. I don't know that I did anything particularly groundbreaking with this deck, but I'm going to kind of give you the card by card and maybe a little bit of what I was thinking as I was building the deck. So looking at the leader, you all know the leader. I'm not going to go over the leader's effects because you guys have asked us to stop doing that, so I listen to my fans. Looking at the deck, we're going to start by looking at its Unison lineup. I do run a fairly light Unison lineup of only 3 Gogetas and then 2 Boos. Basically, I'm using these to solve problems on my opponent's side of the field. I'm not really using them to have a Unison to keep out, though the deck does like having the Unison on the field, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to build this deck so that if the opponent solves the Unison, I'm not dead in the water without it. So that was one of the big things that I wanted to go for. So running them at a 3-2, and that's all I run for Unisons in this deck. Looking at our 1-drops, I play 4 of the Dr. Rotas. These are amazing. They're staples in Vegito. So basically when they're KO'd, you get to draw a card and restand 2 of your energy, which turns on a Mafuba. It gets you most of the way to most of the counters in the deck. So running these at a 4 of is a must. You want to open one of these in your turn 1 hand, and you probably want to cast them every time that you see them. And then additionally, we have 3 of the Son Goku and Vegeta Saiyan synergy. Again, these are like Dr. Rota in the sense that when you see them, you want to have them. You want to have them for the negates that they provide. And if your opponent decides to run over them, you just get to restand your energy for more defense later. You don't really care if they die or not. So that's our 1-drop lineup. Looking at our 2-drops, we don't actually play any 2-drops, but we do run the Vegeta super combo. We don't need to run super combos like Zeno in this because we're not randomly charging our energy. We know what's going into our energy, so we just don't need to play crazy things into our energy. 3-drops, I've got 2 of the Son Gohan Babies Minion. These are good flood negates, plus it's a big body Saiyan that is going to be a 25,000 because of Servant, which it synergizes really well with the Unison on field. And then I run 2 of the Great Salmon, Punisher of Evil, for the same reason. Though it doesn't have Servant, it does have Revenge, so it punishes your opponent trying to clear it off the field once it's on there. And it can be pretty good because it'll restand itself and restand one of your energies if it KOs a card. So, really good. 4-drops, I run 2 of Murichim because yellow can't solve Murichim. I run 4 Tapion for cheap double strike access. And I run 3 of the Son Goku Calamity Challenger because these are cheap draws that gives you a relevant 15,000 body at any point over the game. So those are pretty much my main aggression pieces for this deck, are the Murichims, the Tapion, and the Gokus. Those are really what you're going to use to try to clear out and win the game. 5-drops, we do run a couple. I run 2 of the Hit Deadly Vanguard. There's a lot of matchups where this card actually can just completely turn the tempo of the game, so we want to be running this guy to 2 of. You don't want it all over, but you want to see it as you need it. So 2 of those. I run 3 of the Super Saiyan Trunks God Sealing Technique because we aren't as Unison focused. We don't need to run him as a 4 of. 3 has been perfectly good in my opinion. You could run it at a 4 of, and I wouldn't fault you for that at all. It just worked better in my testing, cutting it down to a 3 of. And then my personal blue tech, I run 4 of the Bardock Great Ape Assaults. These are another closing piece for the deck. They're blockers, they're double strikers. They come out of nowhere, and your opponent oftentimes doesn't expect them, so they'll leave themselves defenseless, and you can use these to close out the game fairly easily. Then the last 5-drop that I run is Baby Golden Avenger, because we're playing blue, and being able to bait your opponent into using their last energy to counter like a double strike, throwing this guy down, having another triple strike to follow it up, is oftentimes enough to win out the game. So we run 2 of those. Then I've got a Baby Hachiyak as the secret rare, because why the hell not? Best blue secret rare in the game. And moving into our extra cards, I play 3 Ultra Instinct Kamehamehas to defend our Saiyan cards and defend other cards that we don't necessarily want to get KO'd or to apply pressure. Then I do run 4 Dimension Magics because it's blue. I run 3 Sensu Beans because it's blue. And I run Mafuba because we restand our energy like crazy in this deck.
You're missing cards.
Oh, and I'm missing cards. I have other shiny versions of Dimension Magic and Sensu Bean, apparently, that haven't made it into the deck slot yet. But that is the card-by-card for the Vegito deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If there's anything that you'd like to see us do, or anything that you think I should change as far as the deck is concerned, please let me know in the comments below. As always, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and it's always Fluff out. I almost fucking forgot it.